Hello, big beautiful world. This is Warwick Mahone with another SCA 101 class. Now, this one is going to have a wide variety of topics that all boil down to kind of the same experience at an SCA event. So, the big umbrella things I'm going to be trying to touch on include any kind of physical limitations, any kind of mental or emotional limitations, shyness, introversion, anything like that where you have a limited finite of some kind of energy, whether that be physical energy, your back goes out if you walk too much, anything like that, or it could be emotional or mental energy. A lot of introverted people get worn out very quickly from talking, from hanging out, from meeting new people. So, physical limitations, any kind of mental, emotional limitations, social anxiety, depression, any kind of bipolar or mental disorder, anything like that, they all, once again, have many different nuances that are completely their own thing. There are a lot of different conversations we could have about all of these conversation topics. But in the SCA, they all kind of trickle down and percolate into one particular feeling or event, which is past your tipping point, past your breaking point. If you have a physical limitation, this is much more easily seen and acknowledged. If you have a bad back or bad knees, if you're walking around a site too much, if you set up too many tents, the next day your knees are going to be hurting, your back's going to be hurting. You're not going to be able to get out of bed, you're not going to be able to walk around, right? Everyone knows that. That makes sense. If you expend too much physical energy, if you hurt yourself, your back, your hips, anything like that, you're going to pay for it the next day and even the rest of the event. You set up too many tents on setup, you're not going to have any fun until teardown, and you're not going to have any fun on teardown either. And you're going to go home, and your body's going to be sore, and you're going to spend the next 4 days laying in bed being miserable. Well, that's no fun. That's a physical limitation. It's a very, very easily acknowledged, very easily recognized thing. There are people who have physical disabilities that aren't easily seen, aren't easily recognized. I have a friend who has fibromyalgia. Things of that nature are physical limitations, but you can't express that. Hey, I pulled my blah, blah, blah. You can't say anything like that. It's, hey, I suffer from a neurological thing that makes my everything burn, everything hurt. I can't do this much physically because it wipes me out. As I've mentioned in an earlier video, I have a father who has some physical limitations that he has to work around, and sometimes he doesn't. He pushes past that wall in the sake of wanting to bring the fun and the joy to people, and he's the one that pays for it. And it's super sad to see because it's a personal thing. Nobody except my father knows when he's pushed himself too far, so people continue to say, hey, can you do that? Hey, we need to see you over at the, they need you at court, can you blah, 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 blah. And if he doesn't say no, he very easily can ruin the rest of his event because he's trying to do too much on that first day. Right? That's something that everyone can wrap their head around. That makes sense. Physical limitations, you physically run out of energy, you run out of muscle ability, you run out physically. But what most people don't understand is that mental and emotional energy are very similar to that. If you're an introvert, if you get drained from talking with people, from meeting new people, from being in very large social situations, well then, unfortunately, here's some news for you, that is going to happen a lot at events. You're going to be in a lot of very big social situations, and only you are going to be able to tell where your line is. Do I need to go back to my camp and hang out for a bit? Do I need to, go over here and just people watch? Do I need to just take a breather? Do I need to take a minute to find myself? That is a lot hard to see from the outside because there's no direct, easy thing to spot. There's no, oh, well, hey, their brain is tired. They need to sit down, obviously. There's nothing like that. So it's up to you to be able to be that liaison between yourself and the society. A lot of times people will volunteer, there's an expression, to be voluntold to go do something that's basically, you volunteered without you volunteering. You were volunteers. You had no part of the volunteer process. There are sometimes they're going to volunteer you for things like that, and you're going to have to tell them no. Hey, I'm sorry. I hit my wall. I need to go sit down. I need to recoup. I need to center myself. I'm too zingy. I'm too drained. Whatever it may be, it's up to you to relay that to them. And I'm not going to sit here and say that everyone in the SCA is going to accept it. There are some bad apples that are going to try to guilt trip you, that are going to try to make you feel inferior because you're not doing as much. That is just part of human nature. I'm going to say that it happens less in the SCA, but if you get caught with one of those people, know that it's not a fault of yours, it is a fault of theirs. This game was not founded to drain people and make them work like slaves, break their back for the expense of the society. This game was made as a collective so that individuals could have fun and embrace a part of themselves and a part that doesn't exist elsewhere. I have stressed before, the society runs on volunteerism and it runs on the community aspect of many hands make light work. But if anyone sanctimoniously tries to guilt trip you into doing something when you yourself have said, hey, I'm sorry, this is my limit. I need 30 minutes to go center myself. Or, hey, tomorrow morning I'll be first one up taking out trash, but I need the rest of the evening. I am tapped. If they try to put that back on you, know that it's not on you, that is on their personal honor, and that is all I have to say about that. Don't kill yourself trying to help others. Extend yourself. Push yourself 1 step, 2 steps beyond what you think you're limited. But don't 12-step it. Don't try to run a marathon when you can run a half mile. That's not how this game works. I cannot stress this enough because it's one of the easiest ways to burn out new people is to make them do more than they should, so they're not having fun at an event. If your first 3 events aren't amazing, they're not like some of the most amazing fun you've ever had and relaxed and awesome, then something's going wrong and you need to drastically change the way that you're playing this game. Because this game is nothing but fun. And as I've said before, it's fun in a billion different directions. So if you find yourself in a direction that you're not personally enjoying, don't try to tough it out. Unless you yourself are trying to tough it out to make it better, because you know that that could be better. If, there's not an archery community and you're one of the only 2 archery people, well then yeah, stick that out and try to push through that, but don't break yourself. I hope I'm trying to relay this as well as I can. The game is about fun. Don't let anyone else tell you what you can or should do when you know that it is against your personal interests. If it is going to negatively affect you, don't do it. This game is about fun, it's about relaxation, and it's about the joy that comes with the experience. So, and I can't stress that enough, because in all honesty, it is the easiest way to get burnt out as a new person in the SCA. New people come into the SCA, and we say, hey, you're excited to do this. Well, here's this, and this, and this, and this. And suddenly you have 20 jobs, and you're running around every event, and you have no time for fun. And you've never had time for fun, because your very first event, you got thrown in, and you got corralled into doing this, this, and this. So, and that's, I'm gonna get off this soapbox, because I spent way too much time on it. The point is, the game's about fun. If at any point you're physically, emotionally tapped, you need to be the one to say, no, I am sorry, I cannot. And that's no slight against you. That is people. Everyone has a personal limitation. And for introverted people, it gets easier. The more you come out to an event, the more people you know, the less spoons it takes to say hello. It doesn't take a 5 spoon. It takes a little 1 spoon to say hi, because you know them. A lot of times, once you get to know people well enough, you can talk with them without burning that emotional energy, so you can hang out with people, with friends, and that actually does boost you back up, so that you can go out and volunteer, or go out and help set up someone's tent that you don't know. So the important part is to wade into the pool. Don't jump into the pool. Gently work your way in. And that's, if you have a physical limitation, that's never going to change. But as I said before, there's other ways you can volunteer that don't put a strain on your physical limitations. So you can find ways that highlight what you can do and to kind of pull back what hurts. Don't do what hurts and what's going to drain you for the rest of the event. Because we're a community, someone else hopefully is going to be able to step in and help facilitate that. It's all about, I'll help here if you help here, and we're going to all boost each other up. We're all going to pick each other up, and no one's going to be in the mud. We're all going to pick each other up. So if anyone ever tries to push you down, as I've said before, that is on them. Don't ever try to push someone beyond what they're physically or emotionally comfortable with. You know, you can gently try to ease them out of their comfort zone, but there is a point in which no means no. In every context, no means no. I can't do that. That's, that is nothing to be ashamed of, because physical limitations, mental limitations, emotional limitations, once again, if you don't know how to do something, if someone goes, hey, they need help up at Troll, can you go up to Troll? And you say, I need someone to explain that to me, I've never done that. It's important to communicate your needs, your desires, your limitations, everything. Because we might not know you've never done X, Y, or Z. We might not know this is your first event, so you shouldn't be being heralded and all this, that, and the other. The important thing is, when you come out to an event, yes, you're going to want to go and push yourself, but don't break yourself. That's the main key. Don't break yourself, push yourself. There's a fun, healthy, proactive way to push yourself without damaging your personal needs. So, this is Warwick McMahon saying, I hope you don't hurt yourself. It's all about having fun. Don't do anything you don't want to do, but you have a great time out there.